Hi all. Today we're gonna learn about the AWS Copilot on deploying Amazon Elastic Container Service infrastructure as well as its application. And then we're gonna create a pipeline, and then we're gonna deploy this pipeline with this Copilot command and all. So this is the lecture 2. What I am going to proceed from the lecture 1. In lecture 1, we already gone through that the installation part. We already gone through that the basic deployment of the application in HTML. So today we're going to learn about pipeline commands, Copilot pipeline commands, as well as its all details. So let me start it from the scratch right now. So this is my terminal right now. So in Copilot we need to create a GitHub repository, and then we need to clone that repository first. So let's go to the GitHub. I already logged into my GitHub repository. So I'm going to click on this plus button. I'm creating a new repository. Just name it. So this particular repository I'm creating for presentation in Kochi AWS user group. So just create a README file and create the repository. Once your repository is created, you have to just clone it, go to your code, copy this one, go to your terminal, paste this one, and at the top, you need to just put git clone, hit enter. Now it is already copied your git directory or git folder over here. So just put ln. Now you can see the second one. So let's go inside the cd copilot -Kochi AWS user group. Okay, just clearing the screen, or let me just make this command line on the screen. So I'm pressing Ctrl L to clear this one. So those who do not know how to install the Copilot and how to proceed further, so they can just visit my previous video, or they can just follow my document over here. So I have already explained the installation of Copilot in Linux server in this step. Okay, and the basic software whatever needed inside the Linux system is Docker and Git. So you have to be install this Docker and Git in your Linux machine. And if it is Amazon EC2, then you need to perform this action also for your Copilot bin file, right? And then I'm gonna let you know from scratch, right? So let's go back to the terminal, and here we can check whether we do have the AWS permission or not. So AWS S3 LS. Seems it is taking so much time. Okay, so I can access my AWS S3 LS. So without making any delay, let's see whether Copilot is installed properly or not. So just type Copilot -h, which is help. So now you can see the Copilot is installed properly, and these are the options we have: Copilot init, Copilot docs, Copilot app, environment, the services, as well as the pipeline. So today we're gonna focus on this particular pipeline service, and then we do have the deployment as well as the version and completion, right? So let's go one by one. But before installing, before creating this Copilot init, let me clear the screen, and I need to copy two files over here. One is my Docker file and another one is my index.html. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my file from my previous folder, which is copilot -pipeline, my Docker folder, Docker file. I'm copying to my this location, and another one is my index file. Okay, so if I can see, I have two files over here, index.html and docker.html. And if you want to see this particular file over here, so Kochi user group, and there is a Docker file. It's a basic. I'm just creating. I'm just getting an Nginx image. So from Nginx, Nginx is the image name. Then maintainer, I can put my name or email ID, and I'm exposing port number 80, and I'm copying the index.html to the Nginx container location, which is this location user share Nginx HTML. Right, so that's a very simple thing. And in the index.html, I'm just printing a couple of lines with an image. Right, so this is how I'm gonna show you this example. Right. So let's go back again to your terminal, and I'm pressing it to maximize my panel size. So just clearing my screen and just typing Copilot init. So if I'm hitting enter, it will ask, would you like to use one of your existing application? I will say, no, I don't. Would you like to name your application? Yes. So I'm just putting my application name is Kochi. So which service type best represent your service architecture? So this service architecture for the front end, which is load balancer, I'm hitting enter, and I'm gonna make it name is ALB, application load balancer. Now it is asking which Docker file you want. So I have the Docker file in the root directory. I can put press enter. Then it will create my infrastructure in some time, right? And then it will ask for a test environment. So till the time it is asking for a test environment, I'm going to pause my video and I'll be back once it is done. It took about 2 to 3 minutes to create this much of the stuff. So in this Docker file, it has created a listener on port number 80. Then it created the infrastructure under the application Kochi. Then it wrote a manifest.yml file in which we have define the configuration of our ECS Fargate cluster, as well as the Fargate component and the environment and all those details. And this is the ECR repository which is already created. And now it is asking, would you want to deploy your test environment? So when I'm going to press yes, it's going to create the infrastructure which include the VPC, the networking, the subnets, all those stuffs from the VPC related source and load balancer and everything it's gonna create it. So right now you can see VPC in two availability zone, the internet gateway, the public gateway, public subnet and private subnet, then the routing table, then ECS cluster to hold your service, as well as the application load balancer. So this will take about 5 to 8 minutes. So let me pause my video and I'll be back once it is done. So meanwhile, I can show you the AWS console, and everything is backed by the cloud formation. So let's go to the AWS console and let's go to the cloud formation first. Here you can see the Kochi test. It's creating all those stuffs. And if you can go to the resources, you can see what are all the resources it has created. So let's go down and quickly check it out. So it first created the VPC. If you want to check the VPC, you can just click here and you can see the VPC created by this CloudFormation stack, which you have already created from your Copilot CLI. So Copilot Kochi -test is my VPC. And if you come back again to the CloudFormation, then here you can see my service discovery namespace has been created. Then my public subnet route table association, it is associated with my public subnet. That means it created my public subnet 1 and 2, as well as my private subnet and the route table for private subnet, then public load balancer security group over here. And then it is creating the load balancer right now, right? So then the internet gateway attached and creation of the internet gateway. If you want to see your internet gateway, you can just click over there. It can redirect to the VPC internet gateway console. Then similarly, it created the security group for public ALB as well as security group for the ingress from the Fargate itself, right? Then the environment security group, environment management role. So it is creating a IAM role for you. Then similarly, we can go over there. It is created the HTTP target group. Then it is creating the ECS cluster as well as the cloud formation role itself. So if I can click on this ECS cluster, we can check it out over here. And the cluster is ready, but I cannot see any services right now. So it will take little more time to create the service and task. So let's go back over here in the cloud formation and check it out. Again, I'm pausing my video for a few moments. I'll come back once it is done. So I can see the create complete is done. You can go back to this ECS cluster and just refresh it over here. You can see the Kochi ECS cluster. Inside that, we cannot see any services or tasks. So let's go back to our CLI and see what happened. So still it is creating the task. So we need to wait few more minutes. So after creation of this infrastructure, it linked to my account, my ECR account, as well as then it is creating the Docker image, whatever explained inside the Docker file. And once it is the image is created over here, successfully built, it can tag my image to this ECS repo, and then it is pushing. It is firstly login into my ECS, which is already successful, and once it is done, then it is pushed my image, the newly created image, to the ECR repository, and now it is already deployed on the ECS task, is already deployed on the Fargate service, and here is the load balancer link. You can figure it out. So if you can press Control and click it over here and open this in your browser, now you can see it is already visible to the it is already visible over here, right? So now you can see there is no photographs available over here, only the tag. I can see it over here, right? So the intention is that we need to create a code pipeline with the help of Copilot pipeline command, and whenever we are going to push anything to the GitHub repository, it can automatically deploy to the ECS Fargate, right? So let's see how we're going to do this. So let's go back to the terminal. But our website is running. That means everything is done by the Copilot is absolutely right. So let me clear my screen over here. If I can run the Copilot command, Copilot app. So it is saying that I need to say either ls to list my app, or show or delete for deleting my app. So Copilot app show. So this is the name of my app, Kochi. This is the name of my environment, test, and then account ID of my Amazon Web Services, the reason, as well as the load balancer. The name of my load balancer is ALB, right? So let's clear the screen and let's get it done on the Copilot pipeline command, which is, so here either you need to initialize your Copilot init or update or delete, right? So here I'm gonna initializing this Copilot pipeline command. And while having this, it is asking, would you like to add an environment to your pipeline? Yes, I would like to. Then the name of your environment, test. Then which GitHub repository you want to do that. So remember guys, we already in the first step, we already created the GitHub repository and clone it to this. Just because of this reason, we need to create the pipeline. Hit enter. And then here it is asking, please enter your GitHub personal access token for your repository. So let's go back to the GitHub and go to your setting. Go to your developer setting, and here you need to click on the personal access token and generate a new token. So Kochi user group. Okay, this is the name. And here I am accessing this repo, which include all those details for my repo, as well as in the hook section, in admin hook, I need to provide the read-only access. Then click on the generate token. Now this is the newly created token. I have to copy this token, and just for my safety purpose, I'm pasting on my notepad. So let's go back over here in the terminal and paste the same token over here. It is pasted, enter. Now it says that creating a secret GitHub token over here, and the copilot pipeline.yml and build spec pipeline.yml has been created. So if I can print the directory structure with my tree command, so you can see these two files are created right now after adding this one. So it is asking to create this copilot pipeline update command to create the infrastructure. So if I can go to AWS here, and if I can show you the pipeline as well as the S3 also. So right now we do not have any pipeline inside the AWS pipeline, as well as in S3 we do not have any. Okay, so it created the S3 bucket right now. Okay, just right now 355. So let's go back again and run this particular command, copilot pipeline update. Copilot pipeline update. Now it is creating the pipeline inside my AWS resources. We need to wait for a moment. And let me pause the video and get back once it is done. Now you can see the pipeline has been created and it is inside the progress. So it is taking the files and folder from my GitHub and then it will build a Docker file. But this gonna be fail, I'm pretty sure, because in my Git repository we do not have the build spec uh, as well as the pipeline.yml, which we can show over here. So these two files is in my local machine. So I have to push to my Git repository, but let's wait for one time to make this fail, and then we can go and push it to the GitHub. Yeah, as expected, because it is failed, and if you can check out the error message or the detail inside the code build, it will say that it won't have the build spec.yml, right? So let's go back to the terminal and type the git add, let's name it first commit. So in this command, I'm adding all those files over here. Then I am committing with the message that first commit. Then I'm pushing all those files to my GitHub repository. So hit enter. Now these much of files have been need to be pushed in my GitHub, and here is my detail of my GitHub, Money Cloud, and my top secret password. So it is pushing successfully over there. Now it is pushed, and if you can check it out, the code pipeline, within few seconds it will restart again. Let's get back over here, refresh it, wait for a moment. It will restart the pipeline again. Here you can see it is just started right now. Okay, so the first phase of my pipeline has been completed. The second phase of the build is running. It's building the Docker image over here. So if you can go to click on the details, it will be redirect to this particular thing. And here you can see the logs. So all the logs, it will build my Docker image and push my Docker image inside the ECR repository. So it's everything is good enough. So it's verifying, it's pushing, logging, and right now it's pushing to my ECR repository. So I believe it's done. So let's go back to the pipeline again. So build section has been done. Now it's deploying to my ECS container service, right? The Elastic Container Service. So if you can click on this detail or click here, it will automatically open your CloudFormation stack, where it is showing that update in progress. And what update it is doing it? Go back here. Go to the CloudFormation itself. Go to the events, resources. So we have to find the ECS cluster, or else you can directly just type ECS here, open in a new tab. Now I can see there is a 2 running task, and if I can click on this service and go to the event section, so I can see with the 4 o'clock, like 5:59, we had reached a steady state of my container, like task in ECS, we can say task to container, right? So, and again at 4 o'clock 44, 4 o'clock 16 minutes, we started with the new task, and now it is registering the task to my target group, and then it has deregistered my old task, and it is just draining out my old task. So just wait for a few minutes. The newly created task by 4 o'clock 16 minutes should be appear here in a steady state. Now you can see it has reached to the steady state. So almost 3.5 minutes it took to register the new task and deregister the old task. So it is started by 4 o'clock 16 minutes and ended by 4 o'clock 16 minutes 46 seconds. So almost 3 minutes 2 seconds. And if I can show you this code pipeline action and just refresh it from the top. So I can see this has been done just now. So typically it took 5 minutes to complete this CI/CD pipeline, and my new task has been deployed to the my environment with help of this pipeline. So let's make some changes over there in our code and push it again to the GitHub, and let's see whether it is automatically showed to the web service on with help of ALB DNS name or not. So let me make some changes to my file. So here is my Docker file. So I'm just copying the same thing. Just Control C, Control V. Rather than this time, not the index.html file, it should be my image name. What is my image name? Let's open the index.html file. Copy the image name, JPEG. And then copy your image in this location of Copilot. So let me copy it here, cp dot dot. It's Copilot. Now it is copied here. So let me save all those stuff. Let's go here, save all. So everything is saved. Now I have made some changes over here, and let's see the git status command. Git status. That means I need to push this one. This is already untracked one, and this is the git tracked. So we have made changes over there. So again, let's commit and push it over there. So git add, git commit. This command would work here, and just add the right command, adding image. Hit enter. Give your credential, my top secret password, and just wait for a few more minutes. So it's done here, and let's go to the code pipeline again. Let's refresh it from the top. So it started pushing the code from GitHub. You can see just now it's building the code, building the container. Just wait for a few minutes. Now the code build is done, and CloudFormation is deploying the ECS task over to the cluster. So let's check out the cluster here. So this time it has been started by 4 o'clock 26 minutes 38 second and ended by this 4 o'clock 29 minute 27 second. Again, this is 3 minute 2 second or 3 minute 1 second kind of thing, right? So let's go back to the uh, ALB URL and just refresh it. Now you can see the changes. So whatever changes you have done over there, it can be reflected. So there is no need for the administrator task, like somebody will push your code to the container. So everything is in the manner of continuous integration, continuous delivery, which is known as CI/CD. So everything is a DevOps manner, right? So this has been completed within the single point of time. So if you want one more demo, so this time I'm going to change this 1.2 to 1.3 and let's see what happens. So this is the same thing going to happen, but again, one more time, I'm just giving you the example. So let's go to the index file and make a change over 1.3, 1.2 to 1.3. Save it, and if you can push your, run this command, just name it version 1.3, right? Hit enter. Give your credential. And again, this code pipeline will run. So I'm going to pause this particular time. And once it is done, I'll be get back to you. And then I will let you know how I'm going to delete all those resources, how I can make a cleanup over there. Now it is started at 4 o'clock 34 minute 58 second here, and now I can see it has to reach to a ready state within next 4.5 minutes somewhere around, right? So let's see whether this 1.2 has been changed to 1.3 or not. So yeah, we can see the changes over here. 1.3 it has been changed. So that means within a single click, you can deploy the CI/CD pipeline from your local machine to your Elastic Container Service inside the Fargate, right? So let's get back to the command prompt and let's see a little bit more command over there. So if I can type, let me increase this screen. Yeah, if I can type Copilot pipeline show. So I can see that the pipeline name is this. So this is the reason. Then there is the account ID, and it is created by 28 minutes ago and updated 28 minutes ago, right? And it has the stages. So it have the source over there, then the category build, then the code build and detail over there, as well as we have deployed this thing. So deployed from the cloud formation. So name, category, provider, and detail, you can see it over here. And similarly, if we can go back to your app show, sorry, Copilot space app space show. So this command, you can get to know about your all application details. Similarly, let's check out the environment. So either before that, you can put app ls to say your a list of your applications. So right now I have demo and Kochi application. Similarly, you can check it out for your environment ls. So I have only one environment, which is test, and then I can see the show So inside that, I have Copilot application, which is Kochi, and Copilot environment, which is which is test. So that's the tag value, and here is the environment show. And let's see about the service right now. So I have one front end service, which is my load balancer. So SVC LS. So this is the load balancer detail. I can find it out, and if I can put SVC and hit enter, it can see, I can either see the package of my CloudFormation detail or the deploy, or I can delete this one or show or logs. So I'm going to put the logs over here to show you the logs. Hit enter. Now you can see these are the healthy logs from your load balancer. So this is how you can troubleshoot your things in Copilot, and there are many other things. If you put log-h, then since 1 hour, so you can see the 1 hour log, or you can filter the log by the start time and the end time. So it is completely up to you. Let's do this one. Let's copy this one. So it means we have just created like a few minutes back our load balancer, so we can't see that much of log. But this is how we gonna do. We're gonna complete this one. So let's see how we can delete all those details. So if I can just make a command like Copilot app, sorry, app ls. So Kochi, I just want to delete this one. So app delete, hit enter. It will ask, are you sure you want to delete your application? Yes, I am pretty sure. Hit enter. Now it is deleting a service. So this will take some time. And inside this cloud formation, if you can check it out, the cloud formation over here, you can see delete in progress. So let me pause the video over here. And once it is completed, I'll get back to you. So it again take almost 4 to 5 minutes to delete all the details, all the resources. So let's see what are the things it has been deleted. Okay, so we run the command over here. Then it deleted the ALB from the environment test. Then deleted the service ALB resource from the application Kochi, and then deleted the service ALB from the application Kochi, and only found one profile default. So it is just cleaning up the default profile also. So delete the environment. So once the resource under the environment has been deleted, which is the ALB, now it is deleting the environment, then cleaned up the deployment resource, then delete the secret GitHub tokens over there, right? And then deleting the pipeline resource. So this deleting pipeline resource took a little bit time, as well as so many lines. And let's go down, 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 down. Now here you can see deleting pipeline Kochi Money Cloud. So whatever name it has been there, it's deleted over there. Then it is deleting the application resource. Then it is deleting the application configuration, as well as deleted the workspace file. So let's go back to the AWS console and check it out. So everything is deleted from here. So if I can go inside the deleted section in my cloud formation, I can see this has been deleted just now, right? So Kochi test ALB, Kochi pipeline Kochi, as well as the stack set Kochi and the Kochi test, Kochi infrastructure role. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So typically 5 cloud formation script has been deleted all the resources. So let's go back to the pipeline and see, we can't find any pipeline over here because it has been deleted. And again, if I can come to the S3, so this folder, if I'm refreshing it, so this bucket has been deleted. And if you can go to the ECS, so right now we can see this cluster and this one. And if I'm going to refresh it, we cannot find anything. So inactive, that means it's deleted. If you can click on this, it is also inactive. Go to the cluster. Now you can't find any cluster over here. So, and just check out the repository over here. We don't have any repository. And last one thing, let's go to the VPC and check it out whether the VPC and subnets are there or not. So currently we do have only one VPC. So guys, this is how we can clean it up, all the things. So let me repeat what I have done it from the step 1 to end. So we have just installed the AWS Copilot command, and then we initialize the project over here. And after the initialization of the project, but before initialization, we have created the GitHub repository, and then we initialize that repository inside our terminal. Then we can run the Copilot init command, and after that, it will create all the infrastructure. And after that, once in my infrastructure is done, and my first container has been done on the ECS cluster. Then after I created the pipeline, and then I provided the security token from the GitHub, and my pipeline Copilot pipeline update command has been done successfully. And then after we have made some changes, push our code to the GitHub, and automatically it can change our front end with help of CI/CD pipeline or DevOps pipeline. And in the end, we have deleted each and everything. So thank you guys for joining me in this section. And let's meet in the new video with the new AWS things. Thank you all.